Have you ever encountered someone who walks into a room and seems to draw every gaze? Not because they're loud, showy, or seeking attention, but because their presence carries a quiet magnetism. There's an effortless calm about them, a self-assured energy that speaks louder than words ever could. This is the essence of silent attractiveness. It's not about being flashy or taking center stage. It's about commanding respect, inspiring admiration, and creating connections without uttering a single word. It's subtle, composed, and profoundly powerful. This kind of presence doesn't rely on perfect looks, grand gestures, or forceful charisma. It emerges from within, from how you carry yourself, how you treat others, and how deeply comfortable you are in your own skin. Silent attractiveness is about cultivating habits that project confidence, kindness, and self-respect. These habits don't scream for attention. They naturally draw people in because they reflect an inner strength that's impossible to ignore. And the best part? You don't have to become someone else to achieve it. You simply align yourself more closely with the best version of who you already are. It starts with independence, not the kind that isolates or seeks to prove something, but the kind that radiates quiet strength. Imagine living your life guided not by what others expect of you, but by your own values and aspirations. This kind of independence is magnetic because it sends a clear, unspoken message. I know my worth, and I don't need external validation to feel whole. In a world where so many are caught in the whirlwind of comparison and validation seeking, authentic independence stands out as refreshing, rare, and inspiring. When you live with this kind of self-reliance, it's not about showing others how confident you are. They'll feel it in the calm steadiness of your demeanor. It's not about proving control over your life. It's evident in the way you handle challenges with quiet grace. Independence doesn't mean going it alone or closing yourself off. It means trusting yourself, standing by your choices, and finding peace in your own company. When you reach that place of self-trust and self-sufficiency, you become someone others are naturally drawn to, not because you demand attention, but because you emanate a sense of wholeness. There's a misconception that independence might come across as arrogance, but the truth is quite the opposite. It's about being so grounded in yourself that your connections with others are rooted in mutual respect, not neediness. This balance, being complete in yourself while remaining open to others, is what makes independence quietly magnetic. It's a strength that doesn't shout. It simply exists, unshaken and quietly admired. The journey to cultivating this kind of presence begins with reflection. Take a moment to ask yourself, am I living in alignment with what matters most to me? Or am I letting the expectations of others dictate my path? True independence starts when your actions are guided by your own values rather than external pressures. Spend time alone, not out of loneliness, but as a way to reconnect with yourself. Walk in nature, write in a journal, or simply sit in silence. These small acts strengthen your sense of self and help you navigate life with clarity and confidence. And as you cultivate independence, you'll find that it naturally blends with another deeply attractive quality, elegance. Silent elegance isn't about dressing a certain way or following societal norms. It's about how you move through the world with grace, poise, and quiet assurance. Think of someone who walks into a room without saying a word, yet their presence is felt. It's not their volume or flashiness. It's their composure, their thoughtful actions, and the calm confidence they exude. This elegance starts with the way you carry yourself. Upright posture, steady eye contact, and deliberate movements convey self-assurance without arrogance. It's about simplicity and restraint, avoiding exaggerated gestures or nervous habits. When your body language reflects calm and control, people notice, and they're drawn to the sense of stability it conveys. Elegance is also reflected in how you treat others. Warm greetings, attentive listening, and small acts of courtesy create an impression far deeper than any grand gesture. People don't just remember what you do, they remember how you made them feel. Silent elegance ensures that your presence leaves others feeling valued and respected. But elegance isn't just about outward behavior. It's also about how you respond to life's challenges. Composure in the face of adversity is one of the most powerful expressions of grace. When others lose their temper or panic, the person who remains calm and thoughtful stands out, not because they're unaffected, but because they've mastered their emotions. Marcus Aurelius captured this beautifully. The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength. Practicing silent elegance requires mindfulness. Pay attention to how you move through the world. Are you rushing, reactive, distracted? Start by slowing down and becoming more intentional. Stand tall, take deep breaths, and approach each moment with calm focus. Refine how you present yourself, not to impress others, but to honor your own standards. These small, consistent efforts create an aura of quiet sophistication that doesn't demand attention, but naturally earns it. Together, these qualities, independence and elegance, form the foundation of silent attractiveness. They don't require words or announcements. They quietly reshape how others perceive you and, more importantly, how you perceive yourself. By embracing these habits, you begin to cultivate a presence that's not only magnetic, but deeply rooted in authenticity. Silent attractiveness isn't something you chase. It's something you nurture within yourself, one deliberate step at a time. As you embody these principles, you'll find that the respect, admiration, and connections you once sought come naturally, not because you asked for them, but because you became the kind of person who inspires them effortlessly. Picture someone who enters a room with a quiet confidence, not rushing, not trying to command attention, but naturally becoming the focal point. There's an unexplainable magnetism in their presence, a calm assurance that leaves others intrigued. This is the power of silent elegance, a quality so understated yet profoundly impactful. It's about how you carry yourself, how you treat others, and how you project a sense of grace without needing to announce it. Silent elegance begins with composure. Life is chaotic, and we all face moments that test our patience and resolve, but there's a certain strength in the ability to remain calm amidst turmoil. Imagine a heated argument or a stressful situation. Most people react impulsively, letting their emotions dictate their behavior. But someone who stays composed, who listens before speaking and responds thoughtfully, stands out. It's not just their restraint that's admirable, it's the sense of control they project. This quiet mastery of emotions is what makes silent elegance so captivating. Body language is another silent yet powerful element of elegance. A relaxed posture, steady eye contact, and deliberate movements communicate a level of confidence that words often cannot. There's no need for exaggerated gestures or hurried actions. Simplicity is key. Walking with purpose, sitting with poise, and engaging with attentiveness signal a calm assurance that naturally draws people in. Elegance is also reflected in how you interact with others. Consider someone who listens intently, who makes you feel like you're the most important person in the room, even if only for a moment. This isn't about flattery or manipulation, it's about genuine attentiveness. When you practice active listening, giving others your undivided attention, you create an unspoken connection. People don't just hear your words, they feel your presence. And in a world where distractions are constant, being truly present is a rare and attractive quality. This presence extends beyond words. Silent elegance is about being intentional with your energy. You don't need to dominate conversations or make your opinions the center of attention. Instead, you contribute thoughtfully and leave room for others. It's the balance of knowing when to speak and when to listen, when to step forward and when to hold back. This kind of restraint isn't weakness, it's strength. It shows that you're in tune with the dynamics of the moment and comfortable letting others shine. Imagine standing in a crowded room. Voices are overlapping, everyone clamoring to be heard. And then there's someone who listens, nods, and speaks only when they have something meaningful to add. Their words carry weight because they're not lost in the noise. That's the essence of silent elegance. It's not about being silent. It's about making every word, every action, and every gesture count. But silent elegance isn't just about how you engage with others. It's also about how you engage with yourself. Consider the subtle yet undeniable impact of personal care. The way you present yourself, cleanliness, grooming, and attention to detail, sends a quiet message about self-respect. It's not about vanity or striving for perfection. It's about taking pride in how you show up in the world. When you take the time to care for yourself, it reflects an inner discipline that others can't help but admire. Even something as simple as scent can play a role in silent elegance. Think of someone whose presence is marked by a subtle, pleasing fragrance, not overpowering, but just enough to leave an impression. This attention to detail creates a lasting memory, a quiet sophistication that lingers in the minds of those you encounter. It's a small but powerful reminder that even the most understated elements of how you present yourself contribute to the aura you project. Silent elegance also means knowing the value of restraint. There's a quiet power in not feeling the need to explain every action or decision. This isn't about being secretive or aloof. It's about letting your actions speak for themselves. When you live with intention, when your decisions align with your values, you don't need to justify yourself to others. This quiet self-assurance creates an air of mystery, a sense of depth that invites curiosity without demanding it. Stoic philosophy beautifully encapsulates this principle. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." Silent elegance follows the same idea. It's not about talking about your values or your strengths. It's about embodying them. It's about living in a way that reflects your principles, letting your character shine through your actions rather than your words. To cultivate silent elegance, begin by being mindful of how you move through the world. Pay attention to your body language, your tone, and the energy you bring into interactions. Practice being fully present in conversations, listening with the intention to understand rather than to respond. Slow down. Speak deliberately. Let your actions carry the weight of your intentions. This kind of elegance isn't something you can fake or force. It grows naturally from self-awareness and a commitment to living authentically. It's not about perfection, it's about progress, about making small, consistent choices that align with the person you aspire to be. Over time, these choices build a presence that is quietly magnetic, a presence that speaks volumes without needing to raise its voice. Silent elegance, when paired with other habits like independence and self-awareness, creates a foundation for a presence that leaves a lasting impression. It's not loud or flashy, but it's unforgettable. It's the kind of quality that draws people in, not because you're demanding attention, but because you inspire respect and admiration through your quiet grace. As you continue to cultivate this elegance, you'll notice something profound. It not only transforms how others see you, but also how you see yourself. You'll carry yourself with a sense of dignity and purpose, rooted in a deep respect for who you are. And in doing so, you'll find that the world begins to respond to you in kind, drawn not by noise, but by the quiet strength of your presence. Imagine walking into a conversation where words flow effortlessly, but beneath the surface, there's a depth, that keeps everyone engaged. It's not just what's being said, it's the energy, the quiet magnetism of someone who knows how to hold attention without dominating it. This is the power of presence, of being fully engaged in the moment and cultivating an air of authenticity that makes every interaction meaningful. Being fully present is one of the most attractive qualities a person can possess. In a world where distractions pull our focus in countless directions, offering your undivided attention is like a breath of fresh air. It's not about grand gestures or rehearsed charm. It's about genuinely showing up, not just physically but emotionally and mentally. When you're present, people feel it. They sense the care, the attentiveness, and the authenticity in your interactions, and that's what leaves a lasting impression. Think about the last time someone truly listened to you. Not just nodding along, waiting for their turn to speak, but really listening, making eye contact, responding thoughtfully, and showing genuine curiosity about what you were saying. It's rare, isn't it? And that's precisely why it's so impactful. When you offer someone that level of attention, you create a connection that goes beyond words. You make them feel valued and respected, and that feeling is quietly magnetic. Presence isn't about perfection, it's about intention. It's the deliberate choice to set aside distractions and immerse yourself in the moment. Whether it's a conversation, a task, or even a quiet moment with yourself, being present means fully engaging with what's in front of you. This habit not only enhances your interactions, but also deepens your relationships, as people are naturally drawn to those who make them feel seen and heard. Stoic philosophy places a strong emphasis on presence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." This principle encourages us to focus on what we can control, the here and now, rather than getting lost in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. When you anchor yourself in the present moment, you project a sense of calm and confidence that others can't help but notice. It's a quiet strength that speaks volumes without a single word. To cultivate presence, start by practicing mindfulness in your daily life. When you're in a conversation, put away your phone, maintain eye contact, and listen without interrupting. When you're working on a task, give it your full attention rather than multitasking. These small intentional actions may seem simple, but they have a profound impact on how others perceive you. Over time, they help you build a reputation as someone who is not only reliable, but also deeply engaged and empathetic. Presence is closely tied to another quality that enhances silent attractiveness, a touch of mystery. In a world where oversharing has become the norm, there's something undeniably compelling about someone who holds back just enough to leave others curious. Mystery isn't about being secretive or distant. It's about being intentional with what you share and when. It's about creating space for others to wonder, to ask questions, and to discover more about you over time. When you cultivate a touch of mystery, you become someone who can't be easily defined or categorized. You don't reveal everything about yourself all at once. Instead, you let your actions, choices, and values speak for themselves. This sense of depth invites curiosity and keeps people intrigued. They want to understand you better, not because you're trying to be elusive, but because your presence feels layered and meaningful. Imagine meeting someone who doesn't feel the need to explain every decision or share every detail of their life. They're open, but not overly transparent. Their words carry weight, and their actions leave room for interpretation. This balance of openness and restraint is what makes them quietly captivating. It's not about withholding for the sake of withholding. It's about knowing what's worth sharing and what's worth keeping for yourself. Mystery also extends to how you present yourself. It's in the way you carry yourself with quiet confidence, in the thoughtful pauses between your words, and in the subtle yet deliberate choices you make. It's about being comfortable with silence, knowing that you don't need to fill every moment with noise to make an impact. In fact, some of the most profound connections are formed in those quiet spaces where words aren't necessary. To cultivate this sense of mystery, start by being more mindful of how you communicate. Reflect on whether you're sharing out of habit or if what you're saying truly adds value to the conversation. Practice restraint, not as a way to hold back, but as a way to offer more meaningful insights. Let your actions speak for you, and trust that people will notice the depth of your character without needing constant validation. Mystery pairs beautifully with another quality that enhances silent attractiveness: cultural wisdom. This is the ability to engage with the world from a place of curiosity and openness. It's about seeking to understand different perspectives, appreciating diversity, and enriching your own experiences through the stories and traditions of others. Someone who possesses cultural wisdom carries an air of depth and thoughtfulness that naturally draws people in. Cultural wisdom isn't about showing off knowledge or impressing others with facts. It's about genuinely appreciating the richness of human experience and using that appreciation to build connections. When you're curious about the world, whether through travel, reading, or meaningful conversations, you develop a perspective that goes beyond the surface. You become someone who can engage in any conversation with insight and empathy, someone who leaves others feeling enriched by your presence. Imagine sitting across from someone who shares a story about a culture you've never experienced, or offers a thoughtful perspective on a topic you hadn't considered. It's not just their knowledge that captivates you, it's their willingness to explore, to learn, and to connect on a deeper level. That quiet curiosity is magnetic, not because it demands attention, but because it inspires reflection and dialogue. To develop cultural wisdom, begin by expanding your horizons. Read books, watch films, or explore art from different cultures. Seek out conversations with people whose experiences differ from your own. Approach these interactions with humility and a genuine desire to learn. Over time, this habit will not only broaden your perspective, but also make you someone whose presence feels rich and engaging. When you combine presence, mystery, and cultural wisdom, you create a foundation for a kind of magnetism that's both understated and unforgettable. You don't need to be the loudest voice in the room or the most outgoing personality to leave a lasting impression. Instead, your quiet confidence, depth, and thoughtfulness speak for themselves, drawing people to you in a way that feels natural and deeply meaningful. These qualities aren't about changing who you are, they're about becoming more aligned with the best version of yourself. They're about living with intention, connecting with others authentically, and embracing the richness of life in every moment. And as you cultivate these habits, you'll find that the respect, admiration, and connections you seek come to you effortlessly, drawn by the quiet power of your presence. Picture someone whose presence immediately puts you at ease. They don't need to say much. It's their calm, composed energy that makes them stand out. They seem to carry an unshakable inner peace, and that quiet strength is magnetic. This is the essence of emotional intelligence, a quality that allows you to navigate social situations with grace, respond to challenges with composure, and connect with others on a deeply human level. Emotional intelligence is more than just understanding emotions. It's the ability to recognize, manage, and channel them effectively. It starts with self-awareness, the cornerstone of emotional intelligence. When you understand your own emotional triggers, patterns, and responses, you develop a sense of control over your reactions. You become less reactive and more intentional, and that calm confidence naturally draws others to you. Imagine being in a stressful situation where tensions are running high. Most people might lash out, retreat, or let their emotions take over. But someone with emotional intelligence remains grounded. They pause, observe, and choose their response carefully. This level of composure doesn't just resolve conflict, it commands respect. People are instinctively drawn to those who exude stability, especially in moments of chaos. Emotional intelligence also extends to how you engage with others. It's about listening, truly listening, not to respond or fix, but to understand. Think of a time when someone really heard you, when they weren't distracted or rushing to offer advice, but simply sat with you, fully present. That kind of connection is rare, and it's unforgettable. When you offer this to others, you create a safe space where they feel valued and respected. The ability to empathize is another key component of emotional intelligence. Empathy isn't about agreeing with everyone or taking on their emotions. It's about understanding their perspective and validating their experience. Imagine a colleague confiding in you about a challenging project. Instead of offering quick solutions, you acknowledge their struggle. "That sounds tough. How can I support you?" This simple act of empathy fosters trust and deepens your relationships, making you someone people naturally gravitate toward. Stoic philosophy aligns beautifully with emotional intelligence, particularly in its emphasis on controlling what you can and letting go of what you cannot. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This principle teaches that while you can't control how others act, you can control your response. By mastering your emotions, you not only navigate life's challenges with grace, but also inspire others with your quiet resilience. Practicing emotional intelligence requires mindfulness. Start by observing your emotional patterns. When do you feel most reactive? What triggers stress or frustration? By identifying these moments, you can begin to approach them with greater awareness and intentionality. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a moment to pause, breathe, and choose your response. This simple practice transforms how you handle challenges, making you someone who remains steady even in turbulent times. Equally important is cultivating emotional awareness in your interactions. Pay attention to the unspoken cues in conversations, the tone of someone's voice, their body language, or the emotions behind their words. Responding with care and thoughtfulness shows that you're attuned to their needs, and this kind of attentiveness fosters deep connections. Another dimension of silent attractiveness is cultivating compassion. Compassion is a quiet yet powerful force that transcends words. It's the ability to extend kindness, patience, and understanding, even when it's not easy. In a fast-paced world where many interactions feel transactional, genuine compassion sets you apart. It's not about grand gestures. It's in the small, consistent acts of care that leave a lasting impression. Consider the impact of a simple, thoughtful gesture, a smile, a kind word, or offering your time to someone in need. These moments may seem insignificant, but they carry immense weight. Compassion makes people feel seen and valued, and that feeling is deeply magnetic. It's not about trying to impress or win approval. It's about showing up with authenticity and care. Compassion also requires patience, both with others and yourself. Life is messy, and no one is perfect. When you approach others with understanding rather than judgment, you create an environment where they feel safe to be themselves. And when you extend that same grace to yourself, you build the foundation for inner peace. This balance, kindness toward others and self-compassion, creates a grounded presence that draws people in without effort. Stoicism teaches us that compassion doesn't mean weakness, it's a sign of strength. Marcus Aurelius encouraged tolerance, writing, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." This doesn't mean being hard on yourself, but rather holding yourself to a high standard while offering patience and kindness to others. When you embody this balance, you inspire trust and admiration through your quiet strength. To cultivate compassion, start with small actions. Offer a helping hand to someone struggling, lend an ear to a friend in need, or simply acknowledge someone's efforts with gratitude. These moments, though brief, create a ripple effect of positivity that touches everyone around you. Over time, compassion becomes a natural extension of who you are, enhancing your presence in ways that words alone cannot. Another habit that deepens silent attractiveness is humor. Laughter and joy have a way of breaking down barriers, creating connections, and lightening even the heaviest of situations. But this isn't about being the life of the party or constantly cracking jokes. It's about cultivating a sense of humor that's authentic and unforced, one that reflects your ability to see the lighter side of life. Life is full of challenges, but when you approach them with humor, you show resilience. The ability to laugh at yourself and find joy in everyday moments is quietly magnetic. It communicates that you don't take yourself too seriously, which makes you approachable and relatable. Humor isn't about putting on a show, it's about sharing a moment of connection through a shared smile or a knowing chuckle. Think of someone who radiates warmth and positivity, not because they're trying too hard, but because they genuinely find joy in life. Their laughter is infectious, their energy uplifting. This kind of presence makes you memorable, not because you're the loudest voice in the room, but because your authenticity resonates with others. To bring more humor into your life, start by finding moments of joy in the mundane. Share a funny observation, laugh at your mistakes, or appreciate the little quirks that make life unpredictable. Surround yourself with people who uplift you and encourage you to embrace the lighter side of things. Humor doesn't have to be loud or performative. It can be quiet, subtle, and deeply meaningful. When you combine emotional intelligence, compassion, and humor, you create a presence that is both grounding and uplifting. You become someone who connects deeply, inspires trust, and brings light to those around you. These qualities don't demand attention. They earn it naturally, and as you cultivate them, you'll find that your silent attractiveness grows, not through force, but through the quiet power of authenticity and connection. Imagine someone who moves through life with a quiet confidence, someone who exudes a sense of balance and poise. They're not striving for attention, nor are they trying to prove anything. Instead, their presence is steady, their demeanor calm, and their energy grounded. This is the silent strength of self-care, a quality that radiates from within and makes them effortlessly magnetic. Self-care isn't just about routines or indulgences. It's a reflection of how much you value yourself. When you prioritize your well-being, you communicate a powerful, unspoken message. I respect myself. This quiet self-respect is deeply attractive, not because it's boastful or loud, but because it's steady and genuine. People are drawn to those who take care of themselves, not out of vanity, but out of a deep understanding that you can only give your best to the world when you're at your best. Self-care begins with the basics, taking care of your body. A person who invests in their physical health through proper nutrition, regular exercise, and adequate sleep projects, discipline and vitality. It's not about striving for perfection, but about maintaining a lifestyle that supports your energy and well-being. Think of someone whose presence feels vibrant and alive, not because of how they look, but because of the quiet confidence that comes from feeling strong and healthy. That vitality is magnetic, but self-care extends beyond the physical. It's also about nurturing your mind and emotions. In a world that constantly demands your attention, carving out time for reflection, rest, and relaxation is essential. Practices like mindfulness, meditation, or journaling allow you to recharge mentally and emotionally. They help you maintain clarity and composure, qualities that naturally draw others to you. The Stoics understood the importance of balance and self-mastery. Seneca once wrote, "A sound mind in a sound body is a short but full description of a happy state in this world." This principle teaches us that true well-being comes from harmony, caring for both your physical and mental health in equal measure. When you achieve this balance, you project a sense of calm and strength that resonates deeply with those around you. Self-care also involves setting boundaries. It's about knowing your limits and honoring them, even when the world asks more of you. Boundaries protect your energy and ensure that you're giving your time and attention to the things that truly matter. People who respect themselves enough to set boundaries are often more respected by others. It's not about being unavailable, it's about showing that you value yourself and your time. This quiet self-assurance is deeply appealing. Consider someone who gracefully declines an invitation because they need rest or prioritizes their mental health over societal expectations. These actions don't make them less committed or caring, they make them stronger. They show a willingness to take responsibility for their well-being, and that kind of self-respect naturally inspires admiration. Another layer of self-care lies in cultivating self-awareness. It's about understanding what energizes you and what drains you, what brings you joy, and what adds stress to your life. When you're in tune with yourself, you're better equipped to make choices that align with your values and goals. This alignment creates a sense of authenticity and purpose that's quietly magnetic. You're not chasing after external validation because you've found fulfillment within yourself. To cultivate self-care, start by making small, intentional choices that support your well-being. Go for a walk to clear your mind, prepare a nourishing meal, or dedicate time to a hobby that brings you joy. These seemingly simple actions reinforce the message that you're worthy of care and attention. Over time, they build a foundation of balance and resilience that transforms how you show up in the world. When you prioritize self-care, you'll notice a shift, not just in how you feel, but in how others perceive you. There's an ease and steadiness in your presence that people find comforting and attractive. It's not about seeking approval or trying to impress. It's about embodying the quiet confidence that comes from valuing yourself. Paired with self-care is the quality of consistency. There's something undeniably appealing about someone who is reliable and steadfast. In a world full of uncertainty, consistency offers a sense of stability that draws people in. It's not about being rigid or predictable. It's about showing up day after day in a way that reflects your values and commitments. Reliability builds trust. When you consistently follow through on your promises, whether to yourself or others, you create a reputation as someone people can count on. This doesn't require grand gestures or dramatic declarations. It's the small, steady actions that speak the loudest. People remember those who are there when they say they will be, those who honor their word without needing to announce it. This quiet dependability is a cornerstone of silent attractiveness. Consistency also reflects discipline. It shows that you're willing to put in the effort, even when it's inconvenient or challenging. Think about someone who maintains their commitments, whether it's showing up for a friend, sticking to a fitness routine, or pursuing a personal goal. Their dedication is inspiring because it demonstrates integrity and resilience. They're not driven by fleeting motivation, but by a deeper sense of purpose. The Stoics believed in the power of consistent effort. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Don't waste time arguing about what a good man should be one." This principle emphasizes action over words. When you live in alignment with your values, consistently and authentically, you don't need to tell people who you are. They'll see it in everything you do. To cultivate consistency, start with small, manageable commitments. Choose one or two areas of your life where you want to show up more reliably and focus on those. Whether it's dedicating 10 minutes a day to mindfulness or checking in regularly with a loved one, these actions build a foundation of trust and reliability. Over time, they create a sense of stability that enhances your presence and deepens your relationships. When you pair self-care with consistency, you create a powerful combination. You become someone who is not only grounded and balanced, but also dependable and trustworthy. These qualities don't demand attention, they earn it naturally. They create a presence that feels steady, authentic, and quietly magnetic. In a world where so much feels fleeting and uncertain, being someone who values themselves and follows through on their commitments is rare and deeply attractive. It's not about perfection. It's about showing up day after day as the best version of yourself. And as you cultivate these habits, you'll find that the quiet strength of your presence speaks louder than any words ever could. Imagine someone who exudes a quiet depth, someone who seems to carry a wealth of knowledge and understanding without ever boasting about it. They don't overwhelm conversations with facts or try to dominate discussions, yet their insights leave you thinking long after the conversation ends. This is the power of wisdom, a quality that enriches your presence and makes you magnetic in a way that feels effortless and authentic. Wisdom isn't about knowing everything. It's about being curious, open-minded, and thoughtful. It's the ability to see beyond surface-level observations, to ask meaningful questions, and to approach life with a sense of humility and wonder. People are naturally drawn to those who have this quality because it signals emotional depth, intellectual curiosity, and a genuine interest in understanding the world. Cultivating wisdom begins with curiosity. It's about being genuinely interested in the world around you, its people, cultures, ideas, and stories. This curiosity isn't passive, it's active. It's taking the time to explore books, engage in conversations, and seek experiences that challenge your perspective. The more you learn, the more you realize how much there is yet to know, and that humility is what makes wisdom so captivating. Imagine speaking with someone who doesn't just share their opinion, but invites you to consider new perspectives. They don't argue to win, they discuss to explore. Their questions are thoughtful, their insights nuanced, and their approach respectful. This is wisdom in action, a quiet, unassuming quality that draws people in and leaves them wanting to hear more. The Stoics placed immense value on wisdom as a guiding principle for life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look beneath the surface, let not the outward appearances mislead you." This reflects the idea that wisdom is about seeing the deeper truths, not just what's apparent on the surface. It's about understanding the why behind the what, and using that understanding to navigate life with clarity and purpose. To cultivate wisdom, start by being intentional about how you consume information. Choose books, podcasts, or experiences that challenge your thinking. Seek out conversations with people who have different perspectives from your own. Listen not to debate, but to understand. This practice broadens your horizons and deepens your empathy, making you someone who can engage meaningfully in any interaction. But wisdom isn't just about knowledge, it's also about discernment. It's knowing when to speak and when to remain silent, when to offer advice and when to simply listen. There's a certain elegance in restraint, in allowing space for others to express themselves without feeling the need to fill every silence. This ability to hold space, to let others feel seen and heard, is a hallmark of true wisdom and a quality that makes you quietly magnetic. Paired with wisdom is the ability to embrace gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most transformative habits you can cultivate, both for yourself and for those around you. It's the practice of recognizing and appreciating the good in your life, no matter how small. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's present, creating a sense of contentment and abundance that radiates. When you live with gratitude, you project a sense of positivity and calm that others find irresistible. Outward. People are drawn to those who appreciate life, who find joy in the simple moments, and who express thanks for the kindness of others. Gratitude isn't about ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on the light even when darkness is present. Imagine someone who, despite facing difficulties, always finds something to be thankful for. Their perspective doesn't diminish their struggles, it elevates their resilience. They remind you that even in the midst of chaos, there's beauty to be found. This quality inspires others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of positivity. Gratitude also enhances your relationships. When you take the time to acknowledge and thank others, you strengthen the bonds of connection. It's a simple yet powerful way to show that you value the people in your life. Whether it's a heartfelt thank you, a handwritten note, or a kind word in passing, these expressions of gratitude leave a lasting impression. The Stoics believed in the importance of gratitude as a way to cultivate inner peace. Seneca wrote, "Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart." This philosophy teaches us that gratitude isn't just an emotion, it's a practice, a way of approaching life that enriches both our internal and external worlds. To cultivate gratitude, begin by noticing the small moments of joy in your day, a kind gesture from a stranger, the warmth of the sun on your skin, or the taste of a favorite meal. Keep a gratitude journal and write down 3 things you're thankful for each day. These practices may seem simple, but they have a profound impact on your mindset and, in turn, on the energy you project to others. Gratitude also helps you navigate challenges with grace. When faced with difficulty, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What good might come from this experience? This shift in perspective doesn't erase the pain, but allows you to find meaning and growth within it. Over time, this habit strengthens your resilience and enhances your silent attractiveness by showing that you can face life's ups and downs with poise. When combined, wisdom and gratitude create a presence that is both thoughtful and uplifting. You become someone who brings depth and light to every interaction, someone whose energy feels both grounding and inspiring. These qualities don't demand attention, they earn it through their authenticity and quiet strength. As you cultivate these habits, you'll find that they not only transform how others see you, but also how you see yourself. You'll carry yourself with a sense of purpose and appreciation, rooted in a deep respect for life's complexities and beauties. And in doing so, you'll become someone whose presence leaves a lasting, positive impact on everyone you encounter. Imagine someone whose presence feels like a steady beacon, calm, reliable, and deeply inspiring. They don't rush to prove themselves or seek recognition. They simply live with purpose and authenticity. Their actions align with their values, and their energy reflects a quiet confidence that draws others in. This is the culmination of all the qualities we've explored, a presence rooted in balance, resilience, and intentionality. At the heart of this presence is a profound sense of purpose. People are naturally drawn to those who live with clarity about what matters to them. It's not about having every answer or achieving monumental goals. It's about moving through life with intentionality. Purpose gives your actions meaning and your interactions depth, creating a magnetic quality that others can't help but admire. Living with purpose begins with understanding your core values. These are the principles that guide your decisions, the compass that keeps you grounded even when life feels chaotic. Take a moment to reflect. What do you stand for? What brings you joy, fulfillment, and peace? When your actions align with these values, you create a sense of harmony within yourself, and that harmony radiates outward. Imagine someone whose life reflects a quiet commitment to their values. They're not swayed by trends or external pressures. They stay true to what matters most to them. This kind of consistency isn't loud or attention-seeking. It's steady and reassuring. It creates trust because people know they can count on them to show up with integrity, no matter the circumstances. Purpose also gives you resilience. Life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable, but when you're anchored by a sense of purpose, you're better equipped to navigate those storms. You don't crumble under pressure or lose your way. You adapt, learn, and move forward with quiet strength. This resilience isn't just inspiring, it's magnetic. People are drawn to those who face adversity with grace, who find growth in struggle and meaning in hardship. Stoic philosophy emphasizes this resilience, encouraging us to focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This mindset doesn't just help you stay calm in the face of challenges, it also makes you someone others look to for guidance and reassurance. Living with purpose and resilience also fosters humility, a trait that's deeply attractive in its quiet, unassuming way. Humility isn't about downplaying your strengths or achievements. It's about recognizing that there's always more to learn, and that every person you meet has something to teach you. It's about showing respect for others' experiences and perspectives, even when they differ from your own. Think of someone who carries themselves with quiet confidence, free from arrogance or ego. They're approachable, open, and genuinely curious about the world. They don't seek to dominate conversations or impose their views. Instead, they listen, learn, and share thoughtfully. This humility makes their presence both comforting and inspiring, creating connections that feel authentic and meaningful. To cultivate humility, start by practicing gratitude for the people and experiences that have shaped you. Recognize that your journey has been influenced by countless others, and approach life with a sense of appreciation for those contributions. When engaging with others, focus on listening more than speaking. Ask questions, show genuine interest, and be open to perspectives that challenge your own. This openness not only deepens your understanding, but also enhances your presence. Another quality that enhances silent attractiveness is optimism, not the naive kind that ignores life's difficulties, but the grounded optimism that chooses hope and possibility despite them. Optimism doesn't mean denying challenges, it means believing in your ability to overcome them. It's the quiet assurance that, even in the darkest moments, there's light to be found. Optimism is deeply magnetic because it creates an atmosphere of possibility. People are drawn to those who uplift and inspire, who remind them of the strength they already possess. When you carry this kind of optimism, you become a source of encouragement and hope, a presence that others want to be around. To cultivate optimism, start by reframing how you view challenges. Instead of seeing setbacks as failures, view them as opportunities for growth. When faced with uncertainty, focus on what you can control and take small steps toward progress. Celebrate those small wins and let them fuel your belief in what's possible. Optimism also thrives in gratitude. By focusing on the good in your life, you naturally shift your perspective toward positivity. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties, but choosing to acknowledge the blessings alongside them. Over time, this practice strengthens your resilience and creates an energy that draws others in. When purpose, resilience, humility, and optimism come together, they create a presence that is both grounding and uplifting. You become someone whose energy inspires trust, admiration, and connection, not because you seek it, but because it flows naturally from who you are. Imagine yourself embodying these qualities, You wake up each day with a sense of purpose, knowing what matters to you and living in alignment with those values. You face challenges with resilience, seeing them as opportunities to grow stronger. You engage with others with humility, recognizing the value of their perspectives and experiences. And you carry an optimism that uplifts not just yourself, but everyone around you. This kind of presence isn't loud or attention-seeking. It's steady, authentic, and quietly powerful. It transforms how others see you and, more importantly, how you see yourself. You begin to move through life with a sense of ease and confidence, rooted in the knowledge that you are living true to who you are. Silent attractiveness is not about chasing approval or trying to impress. It's about cultivating qualities that align with your best self, qualities that speak louder than words ever could. When you live with purpose, resilience, humility, and optimism, you naturally become someone others are drawn to, not because you demand their attention, but because your presence inspires respect and admiration. In the end, true attractiveness isn't about appearances or accolades. It's about how you make people feel, the energy you bring into a room, and the impact you leave behind. By cultivating these qualities, you create a presence that is not only magnetic, but deeply meaningful. And as you move through life, you'll find that the connections, respect, and admiration you seek come to you effortlessly, drawn by the quiet power of your authentic self.